Echidna, the Witcher Greed, and also Reinhard of the Astria family is coming to Grand Cross on the 31st of August. And today we're going to run through how you're playing Grand Cross here. And honestly, I'm quite looking forward to making this video because I think everyone, Echidna, the mystery of herself in the actual series, is a massive mystery right now of how she's going to play in Grand Cross, because they can definitely go both ways of making her a DPS character and also support character. So boys, if you enjoyed these videos, I'm going to put a lot of effort into this one, then do hit the like button. And as well, if you are new, subscribe. Let's just jump in.
Full counter!
Alright, so before we start, we're going to go through Season 2 content. So we're going to talk about the skills and what they do in actual anime. So if you don't want to be spoiled here, then get off the video and watch the series. Trust me, Season 2 was peak. One of the best animes I've ever watched, at least for Season 2. It was crazy. But I got to say one thing, and that is, with every collaboration comes along one OP character, and especially more noticeable in the part 2. So we got Terry and Iori. Terry being an actually usable character, where Iori wasn't that great, and to be fair, not even used. And then with the Slime collaboration, we got obviously Rimuru being one of the best characters in the game, and also Shuna. Granted, she was a support character, but she's not that great compared to someone like Emilia, who was the main character on her banner, for example. So now that we get Reinhard and also obviously Echidna, who's going to be the main character? I mean, clearly, I guess in lore-wise on this series, Reinhard's by far the most powerful character, probably. We haven't seen much of Echidna in the newest season. But then to me, the fact that they're even doing a character of Echidna rather than skipping her and doing someone like Felix or Subaru, it's clear to me that she's probably going to be the main character. But does that mean they're both going to be bad? I think not, because I think it's going to be the first collaboration we're getting where they're both different races. Echidna, granted, yes, she's a human. She will be unknown because she's kind of a witch. She's kind of like not really herself. It's her body. She's like 400 plus years. It's not really her body. She's basically, in my opinion, in the same situation as Merlin from 7 Days Sins, of course, the one we're playing right now. Merlin in the series, yes, she is a human. She basically just grew herself up and kind of stopped herself from aging. But she's still a human. But because she used so much magic and she's no longer considered a human in this series. And I think they're going to do the exact same for Echidna. Obviously, Reinhardt should be a human. So I think considering the both of them probably not really going to work well together, they can definitely make them both powerful enough to fit in their own respective teams. It's either that or they make Reinhardt unknown because she's technically from another universe. I don't know. Alright, so we'll start off with Echidna. She's by far a mystery, and I think even right now, we don't really know what she's going to be. Will she be a support character? Will she be a DPS character? We actually don't know just yet. However, I think there are some things that I've planned for her to be that, you know, possibly could come true here, but if not, I think she can be a mix between DPS and support character. So let's go through it. Alright, so for Echidna, her first skill. Granted, she hasn't done much here, so what I did was I went towards the rezero gacha game, and I looked at what they did for her in the actual game, and kind of based some of my stuff around her right now. So, in the actual game, she kind of made to be a support character, some sort of debuffer, which she could be in the game. However, I think with the unknown team, there's just probably too many unknown support characters that I honestly want her to be a mix between DPS and support character. Kind of like how Emilia is. Emilia, she's a support character, but when she wins the game. Where I want Echidna to be an actual character that is basically a DPS in some way, but an ultimate is a support ultimate. We'll go for that later on. But in the rezero gacha game, her actual ultimate was this move right here, which to be fair, she doesn't do in the series. The only time that she actually did this was in the opening, but I think it's kind of clear enough that they're going to make this a clear skill. It's probably going to be almost the exact same skill or same looking skill as Morbius Meliodas right now in the game, the one where he summons all the bats. It might be something similar to that. So it could be AoE debuff skill, it could be AoE damage skill. I'd hope it's probably AoE damage skill so it can work kind of well with Rimuru, because on the Rimuru team, and you can imagine when Emilia does become one of the best characters with Relic, you want some sort of AoE skills. It's kind of what the unknown team's lacking a little bit. So hopefully it's AoE damage skill, maybe power strike or something damaging. And honestly, the second skill, I have no idea. They could honestly do the exact same thing, but like a single target version of the butterflies. Honestly, I don't really know. In the rezero gacha game, like the idle animations that they do, it's kind of her doing like a laser beam. So I guess because she is a magic user, she'll do some sort of magic. Hopefully nothing to spoil the new series coming out, or season 3, because technically I assume she does more in season 3. So hopefully they don't spoil the series for us. But yeah, her first skill will be the butterflies. The second skill will be something, maybe a single target skill, a laser beam, maybe a single target of the butterflies. And the passive, granted, we can't really predict what it can be, but I do have an idea. And if I was to make a character design based on Echidna, this is what I would do. So in this series, she does do a contract with Subaru. So I think they could do a character design based around that. So either something like Terry, where you make a contract with the other person on the other team to where you lower their stats, or you nerf something on the actual team. But then they can also, if they want to do both, they can do both. They can make a contract with someone on your team to give you a massive buff. Like, let's say, for example, she makes a contract with, obviously, Rimuru, and then Rimuru gets like a 20% basic increase stats with like 20% attack rate stats. That would be kind of broken. And for our ultimate move, boys, I think I have a pretty good idea. And that will be the Witch's Tea Party. So my idea is to be a single target skill to where literally you teleport someone on the other team to the Witch's Tea Party. And then boom, she kind of goes up to you and pushes you back like she does to Subaru right now. And then boom, they get expelled for 1 turn. I think with the expel card in the game, it's kind of a forgotten feature. You're probably thinking, what the hell is expel? Expel is literally you basically stun them for 1 turn or 2 turns if it's 6-6. Which, by the way, collab banners, you want to get the 6-6. So making a collab character with expel is definitely going to make people want to spend money in the banner. So that could be another reason why they do this one. To be fair, I did say they're going to give this to obviously Beatrice, with the fact that Beatrice, my idea of her would have been them trapping in the actual forbidden library, but they can easily do the same thing for Echidna. And Echidna, to be fair, if she is a DPS character, having some sort of support character on a single target skill, which to be fair, if it is 6-6, it probably will kill the character, but also lock them up for 2 turns and also make it so you can only use 2 skills. And if they do this towards the Esterosa team, for example, it's kind of cucking them because they really want to use 3 skills, and if they waste their turn when they can't apply encroachment, then that'll be kind of massive. But remember, you have Amelia on the team, so she'll be freezing, and in the fact you have this in the ultimate to where you can expel them, and it also make it so you can only use 2 skills. Boys, I think this would be a really good ultimate to give to her, especially for the unknown team, because I've used Awesome Hulk with the unknown team, and it's not bad, it's just the character's not that great. So I think with Echidna, they can definitely do this one, and I think it'll fit the character, because I want to see the Witch's Tea Party be integrated somehow with her ultimate. I think there'll be some sort of strategy to it. I'm kind of not bored of it, but with Terry, Rimuru, and also Amelia, for example, with every character we get, there's always going to be one area ultimate that's just so broken and wipes the whole team out, which, granted, they can probably save that for Reinhardt. Let's go for Tim. Alright, so for Reinhard, realistically speaking, he only really does 2 moves. And to be fair, the 2 moves that he does do could be even the same move. I actually don't know because they don't have a name for it, but we're going to go through it anyway. Alright, so Reinhard, to be fair, has done a lot of moves. And to be fair, not really fights that much. I mean, he does a lot of deflecting, which to be fair, could be a counter skill. On screen now, could be one of his counters where you can see the Battle Hunter coming and they slash him. And then boom, kind of like steps forward with his massive energy and like knocks him away and does a kick. They could easily do that for a counter skill. However, considering that we did get Terry, and Terry has a counter skill for a human, is that possible that this is also isn't a actual counter skill, but they could easily do that if they want to. The next skill I think could be the same skill he uses twice here, and that is the sword play of the Astra family. This is kind of what he uses to almost kill the Battle Hunter, and you can see right now it's a massive single target skill. To be fair, I'm not too sure if you want to call it single target, but Netmarble's made so many AoE skills single target. I mean, look at Margaret, for example. So it's possible that this is a single target, but it's also possible it could be AoE. And there's also another move that he does do later on towards Puck, for example, that's once again, could be AoE skill. We don't really get to see a full effect of it, but it also could be the exact same move that it does use. So if that is the case, then that does mean this will be the ultimate move. So it could be a single target or also ultimate AoE skill. And then that will kind of leave the 2 other skills that he does have to be something just more slashing, right? AoE skill, maybe just does a bunch of slashes, who knows what it could be. But I do think, if anything, the ultimate effect kind of looks like Chandler's ultimate effect in a way, right? So I think it's definitely going to be an ultimate single target. Kinda, I don't know, man. They can make anything they want AoE, anything they want single target, so it's totally up to them. But the 2 skills, like I did say, could be a counter skill or could be some sort of slashes that he does do, if he even does it during the fight with the Battle Hunter. And other than that, like I did say, he doesn't do too much. I believe I've heard from people in the comments that he does do a lot in Season 3, and I even heard rumors that he does actually get every buff possible in this series, so there's no way the guys can have that in the game. Imagine his Amplify skill with every single buff possible. It'll be broken. And then for the passive, obviously we can't say exactly what it's going to be, because it could be something that just turns to buffing on stats a little bit. But what it could be is definitely going to be buffing up himself. He's got to be a DPS character, right? He's not going to be support for the other team. He's going to go crazy. One scene during the anime is that he couldn't fight until Amelia was done healing, because obviously he does suck up all the mana. So it's possible the passive could be something about sucking up stats, maybe stopping debuff cards, maybe stopping buff cards, something to make the other team not do anything because he's sucking up all the mana. Once again, I'm not too sure how they can do that in the game, but if I was to make character design based around that, that would be his passive. And I'd probably make it to where, yeah, you can't buff up or somehow, or you can't use debuff skills. That you're kind of broken, especially now with effect in the game. Debuffs are getting quite important. And you can, if that is the case, then you're broken, because then you could just bring attack still. You can't do nothing. I don't know how they're going to do it, boys, but I'm looking forward to this collaboration. I'll be going crazy. Currently right now, I have enough for 2 rotations, but like I did say, thankfully I have gotten, obviously, Amelia, Rem, and Ram 6-6, so if I do pull those, I can trade them dupes in for Echidna. Hopefully Echidna is the main character, like I did say, because I want to get Reinhard, but I don't really want to max him out. At least I'm not planning to. I definitely want to max out Echidna, because you're by far more interesting towards me. But if they make Reinhard the main OP character, then I'm probably going to have to both get them 6-6. So at that point, well, it might be a struggle, but at least we're going to get one free character. That one free character should probably be Rem, because we did get Rum. So Rum and Rem being the free characters makes kind of sense. Makes kind of sense. At least I'll get one free dupe that I can trade in for Echidna or Reinhard, depending on how the summons do go. So yeah, boys, let me know what you think, how the characters will play. Will Reinhard be a crazy DPS character? What would you do for his ultimate and skill effects? What about Echidna? Will she be a support character, or will she be a DPS character? I'm definitely leaning towards more of a DPS character. I know it kind of sounds weird, but then making her ultimate some sort of support character, like I did say, I can definitely see her being expelled, because typically, remember boys, the main collab characters typically get unique ultimate effects. We saw Power Strike AoE, I believe Taylor was the first person to get that, and I think the only person that had that right now, I think. And then we saw Remove with AoE Abyss, that only at the time only had King had it. I guess you could argue Cusack as well, but and right now boys, like I did say, only Oz and Hawk do have that expel effect. So considering that you don't really give new effects or rare effects towards the collab characters, I can definitely see Echidna having that ultimate effect. So boys, thank you for watching, and yeah, peace.